Nabil Kapasi is a sophomore from Georgetown University's School of Foreign Service, where he's majoring in science, technology, and international affairs with a focus on energy and environment. Nabil attended Keystone High School in San Antonio, Texas, and competed in the local academic WorldQuest competition hosted by WAC San Antonio. All 4 years, Nabil participated in his high school career, and his team competed at the National Academic WorldQuest 3 years in a row. Nabil and his teammates took home second place in 2014 and 2015 and claimed the national championship in 2016 before our great funder Carlos and Malu Alvarez, who are from San Antonio, so that was particularly sweet. Nabil credits his academic WorldQuest experience as having made a direct impact on his trajectory for his academic career. He is at Georgetown, as I mentioned, a bi-weekly columnist for the Hoyas newspaper, and he's also a research assistant at the Institute for the Study of Migration. Nabil Kapasi, come on up.
Thank you for the kind introduction. It's such an honor to be speaking at the Academic WorldQuest National Competition. I would like to begin by thanking the World Affairs Council and Mr. and Mrs. Alvarez for inviting me to speak and organizing this wonderful event. However, this championship would not be possible without the dedication of the students, so a big congratulations is due to all the contestants here today. I know firsthand how much work it takes to get here and the sacrifice it takes to succeed in an extracurricular activity. You are all deserving of this position and should be proud of your efforts. The biggest reason I'm here speaking, quite literally, is the support of my former sponsor, teacher, and mentor, Mr. Barichka. He is here for the 8th year in a row with my alma mater, Keystone School from San Antonio, Texas. For one, he suggested my name to the World Affairs Council as a speaker, but he and WorldQuest in general influenced the trajectory of my life in many ways. He believed in me before anyone else did, including myself. Through WorldQuest, he pushed me to find a higher potential that allowed me to succeed in other facets of my life as well. For that, I'm indebted to him. My path through the competition was a challenging road. Entering high school, WorldQuest was dominated by a team of students 3 years older than me. They had been to nationals 2 years running and advanced here my freshman year as well. In my sophomore year, we decided to break from tradition and do away with the intimidation we had the year prior. Nobody expected a team of untested sophomores to beat a veteran senior squad, but we did. We surprised ourselves even further by winning second at nationals. Filled with confidence, we were determined to win the whole thing next year. As we made it to nationals the next April, my teammates and I prepared with great intensity. The result was second place again, this time losing by only 1 point. It was proof that every question really does matter. Devastated, we feared rising competition from our younger classmates and the complacency of second semester senioritis. But the desire to win overcame these concerns. After winning regionals again, we studied harder than ever, feeling the pressure of one last chance. In a dramatic ending, including a tie after regulation, a subsequent tie in overtime, and a narrow advantage in the post-overtime sudden death, we had finally won. It was the perfect capstone to my high school and WorldQuest experience. The lessons I learned of overcoming adversity and defeat have been priceless gifts gained from this competition. My academic life changed after WorldQuest as well. Before competing, the only competitions I knew about were science fairs, which are great, but not a passion for all students, as I'm sure you all know. The content I learned through WorldQuest opened my mind to global issues and foreign policy, things that had interested me but were hard to learn about in traditional classroom settings. The in-depth analysis of these key topics showed me how connected and complex international affairs is. Two subjects I had during my time in particular, U.S. energy policy, and the Arctic interested me so greatly that I decided to pursue an interdisciplinary study of science and policy because I saw simultaneously how intertwined they are and how ignored that interaction is. I applaud the World Affairs Council for continuing to focus on this relationship with topics on climate change and cybersecurity, and for showing students like myself a different yet equally important part of the world. One of the main reasons I picked Georgetown, in fact, was because they had a major that combined science and international affairs. During my sophomore and junior years, the WorldQuest Nationals were held at Georgetown, so I was able to see the campus intimately. I had such enjoyable experiences with WorldQuest that I decided I didn't want to leave. Going to school in Washington has offered me many opportunities. Besides the enormous cultural exposure, like sporting events, concerts, and marches, this city is an unparalleled professional hub. Every sector has a presence in DC, not just the government. Students can interact with leaders in their respective fields and work at places that make concrete changes in our society. Having the chance to do that is valuable and unique, and I encourage all of you to explore these opportunities while you're here this weekend. This is a pretty surreal moment for me. I was sitting in your position exactly 2 years ago, I think somewhere back over there, and now I'm standing here speaking to you. In these past 2 years, I like to think I've grown a bit wiser. One thing I want to share is my reflections on the college admissions process. I hope that my thoughts will feel more relevant to your situation, because I often felt that advice from adults was impractical, that they knew nothing about what we were going through. I, on the other hand, have just finished up the whole process. I know you're probably tired of hearing about it all the time, and of it being brought up by almost everyone you speak to, but maybe my words will be helpful. Like many of you, I had self-imposed pressure on me during this stressful time in my life. I went to a competitive school that had high expectations and entered my senior year at the same time my older sister was starting school at Stanford. The emotions stirred by piles of essays and restless anticipation are coming back to me right now. Everyone was so tense. For my seniors out there, you know what I'm talking about. For the rest of you, I'm sure you'll find out soon enough. But to be completely honest, I have found that in the end, life tends to work itself out. I know you don't want to hear that and that this feels like a life and death issue. And it is undoubtedly such an important part of your life. But I just want you all to know that you're going to be fine. If this competition is any signal of your caliber, which I believe it is, you will be happy and successful wherever you end up. Every school has pros and cons, and I believe that everyone fits into a place that is just right for them. By the time you're in my position, you won't be able to imagine a life where you went somewhere else. Hopefully you will look back on this time and realize that you made it through, that these challenges will pass, and that you're a stronger person because of it. WorldQuest was one of the most rewarding experiences of my time in high school. I understand that nobody has the same experience with this competition, some gaining from it more than others. But I hope it inspires you to learn about new topics that may change the way you see the world, to spend time and form friendships with teammates that you may not have bonded with before, and to find your potential to compete and succeed. Enjoy the nation's capital and enjoy this special moment in your high school experience. You never know how an opportunity like this may change your life. Thank you.